old film stock cameras.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do it while it's actually recording or not.
Got it.
So I don't know if that was just some smooth technique with the editing or what they did. I'd have to go and ask a camera nerd.
That's my biggest regret. I spent so much time on film sets and I never talked to people about. I'd be hanging out with camera people just talking about movies. I wish I would have asked them more about what lenses they were using. When you got
I don't know that stuff very well either.
Now that I started teaching film and I learned a lot more about it because dealing with all the cameras, and I think about my time on set and I get a little bummed. But it's not like you and I could just be sitting there chatting up the camera people because most of the time they're salty.
No, I would have been wrangling all that background.
Yeah, exactly.
Murtaugh keep everybody back.
Yeah, exactly. I would have been deep background locking somebody up. No crosses in this one, which makes me happy. There's no Kate Beckinsale running in the background, like in the Van Helsing.
No, there is one cross at the very beginning of the fight where so they start fighting. Murtaugh runs out to keep everybody back, and there's approaching cruiser, and there's some gal in her bathrobe that runs in front of the cop car. Like away from the house, like maybe it's a neighbor trying to get to the other side. Like the cross makes sense, but I remember that sticking out as that being really the only thing, and that made me happy.
I love strategic crosses, not unnecessary crosses. I dig it. So what's your favorite part of this fight? What's your, like, when you're watching this, what do you most look forward to?
I think it might be that point where it's kind of contradictory to what you're saying because you don't like the pole or whatever it is. I kind of like when they pick it up because that's when they get really dirty. But I like it when Murtaugh throws Riggs like that, the billy club.
Yeah.
And he blocks a couple of those, and then he starts swinging around, and then he just starts going, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And then I like it also when he's trying to, Joshua's trying to drown him. And
in the
Murtaugh's
puddle?
going, let me take him. Yeah, in the puddle.
No.
And you just get this really deep guttural, no.
I love that no, by the way. I mean, I love.
Off.
Yeah, but what does he say? Let me take him. That's what he says. Let me take him. Oh, no, wait, no.
Love that.
No, Murtaugh says let me take him. Or does.
Yeah, Murtaugh says let me take him.
Yeah, and then. No. Oh, man, I love it. I love that. That makes me so happy. But I guess I like the primal yelling of it. I like the mood they captured. I like the story it told. And I kind of like that Mel Gibson allowed himself to be slightly fallible in this fight. He
gets beat up.
Yeah, he gets flipped. He gets dumped on a cop car. And it's a good narrative. Like, when's the last time? Okay, we watch a lot of these. We've talked about a lot of these fights on these. And mainly it's between, there's some larger than life, there's sword fights. But as far as a fist fight goes, this is probably one of my favorite in the fact of how, I just like how real, not real, obviously, but no, I'd say it's quite, obviously no movie fight's going to be real, but this might be one of the more real?
I think it's one of the more realistic.
There it is. That's the word. Air quotes, real, that you're going to see. I like that when Mel Gibson or when Riggs makes a mistake and gets too committed, he gets slammed. I like that a guy loses and starts cheating. I don't know. I dig it. I think it's a cool fight, and I still laugh about the fire hydrant soaking him. But
and I think another thing too with this movie, when they were filming it and then obviously editing and preparing for the release, the sequel hadn't even been greenlit. From what I've been reading, they didn't even, in their wildest dreams, didn't even think of a sequel. So it's like this whole fight is based off of, that Riggs could possibly lose, and then that's it. He dies, and then, Murtaugh continues, being a cop for another few years before he retires, and then that's, we don't ever get another movie.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So they just kind of, everything gets settled in this one, is kind of what you're saying, right? They don't...
Yeah, in my opinion, too, for the fight, it's like I think they had a couple alternate endings. Like, I don't think Riggs was ever going to particularly die in this fight, but they also didn't make the fight knowing that there was going to be a sequel.
Yeah. No, you're right. I dig that. Okay, and then I guess one more thing is, why do they keep wanting people to be taken alive in movies?
Man, I don't know. I don't think Gary Busey should be taken alive in any movie. I don't think he is taken alive in most movies, but, like, why even give the guy a chance?
Man, I'm still salty from when Gary Busey blows up in Under Siege.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess that leads to a Steven Seagal, Tommy Lee Jones knife fight. Yes. But, I felt...
So let me ask you really quick.
Yeah.
Where does this rank in the all-time Christmas fights?
Okay, all-time Christmas fight. So, I mean, Die Hard, there's not many fights in that. Let's see. What other Christmas movies have fights in them? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's another Shane Black movie. Iron Man 3. This is better than any of the Iron Man 3 fights. There's a good fight in Night of the Comet. That's a Christmas movie, but it's not nearly as good as this. Oh, way better than anything in Reindeer Games. You know what? I'd have to think about. I mean, I like the fight at the end of Nightmare Before Christmas between Jack Skellington and the Oogie Boogie guy.
Yeah,
it's a good final scrap. He takes him out. I guess for a tentative thing, I would give this number 1.
I think that's a good spot.
What do you think? Number 1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so torn because I think Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie ever, but this is also, it doesn't have much of a final fight in that movie.
No.
This one has a straight up brawl.
Yeah.
So I think I got to put it ahead of, I think in terms of that, I got to put it ahead of Die Hard.
And once again, I really dig what Danny Glover did think about this. You're a big time actor, Danny Glover, and he allows himself to play second fiddle to Riggs in this. I mean, that's a cool thing by Danny Glover. I mean, that's a non-egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
I dig that. This whole fight scene to me just screams not full of themselves. And the jiu-jitsu shows me that they didn't phone this in. And I think that's why I respect it so much. Because we do watch final fights, man, that are phoned in. This one, I mean, they learned Brazilian jiu-jitsu for this. And it looks real. It's not annoying.
Yeah, and it's so ahead of its time, too.
Okay, I have a question.
Even 33 years later, if my math is right, this still looks great.
So I got really excited about something. I have a weird question to ask you. Who wins in a Brazilian jiu-jitsu match? You ready for this? Martin Riggs or Brian O'Connor?
Oh, man.
Because Brian takes, he arm triangles Dom. He uses it on Roman. Like a lot bigger guys. He jiu-jitsus.
I'm gonna go with my buddy Riggs on this one.
I'm going O'Connor. And the only reason why, oh, sorry, dude. I get so excited. My bad. This is final. I get too excited, but I love in Fast and Furious 4, Dom Toretto, we know how powerful he is. He lands 4 shots straight to Brian's face from mount. Oh no, from half guard. And Brian is fine. And he still manages to get a arm triangle in and then an arm bar. So just by that, and he also manages to get Roman in Too Fast, Too Furious, who's a badass. So he takes some massive shots and he doesn't get knocked out. So I'm going Brian O'Connor over Martin Riggs.
Man, that's a good question, though.
Isn't that fun?
I think I gotta go with Riggs. The fact that, he only did half the movies that O'Connor did. But, man, I think Riggs can take the punch. But I think what he also does, as it shows later in the movies, as you go 2, 3, and 4, he looks for that knockout blow as well.
No, but I'm just saying jiu-jitsu.
Just jiu-jitsu.
So they're
but then Riggs is going to cheat and he's going to knock him out anyways.
Okay, so then he gets disqualified. I'm talking. So you go to these wrestling meets. Like, let's say they're in the finals of a thing, and it's just like college NCAA finals. There's judges. There's eyes on them. This is just jiu-jitsu. Like it's just wrestling.
Probably O'Connor then.
Yeah.
Probably O'Connor. If you put this fight into a front yard with no refs, Riggs. No rules, and just a fire hydrant, I'm going to give it to Riggs.
Because O'Connor fights with honor. But Riggs will eye gouge, as we'll get to, which I love. So yeah, all right, if this is a bunkhouse brawl, if this is Jailhouse Rock, I'm giving it to Riggs. But this is a straight up roll, just rolling on the mats with some geese, I'm going Brian O'Connor.
Deal. I agree.
Man, this conversation made my day. All right, well, this is fun, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Tom Tresmer, this is Final Fights. We'll see you next week.